Welcome to another Charlene's Vision episode. Today I have Michelle Stewart and Tim Feeney on the show. Now they are like from the CHMA, and I would like to know a lot about that. But first I would like to let them know a little bit about their background. I'm going to start off with Michelle. Thank you for being on the show, by the way.
Thank you.
And Michelle, tell me a little bit like about your background. I'd like to know like how all of this got started, but I'd like to know about the person first.
Well, I'm a social worker and a community organizer. I've been doing social work for over 35 years now.
Wow.
And I'm very active in my church with Spotswood AME Zion. I was born and raised in the church. And I've always wanted to make a connection through behavioral health and Christian ministry, which I think is just really the answer to so many difficulties and problems. So I'm real excited about doing this partnership with the church and behavioral health services.
Okay. Just another quick question. I want to know like any pivot, anything happened in your life that just made you want to do this? You know how sometimes something happens significantly that happens that you wanted to just actually be the social worker and...
Well, there wasn't a significant incident, but my role model, Jerry Brown Springer, who is a principal at Slade Middle School, and she was a guidance counselor at New Britain High School. I always wanted to be like her, to be a guidance counselor, to make a difference in other people's lives, and to help the needy.
Oh, nice. Okay, Tim.
Hello.
Welcome on to the show.
Thank you very much. My name's Tim Feeney. I am a certified recovery coach. I'm also a person in long-term recovery. Okay. I met Michelle about 6 years ago at the church that we belong to, and we kind of talked a little bit, and we found out that we had a huge interest in wanting to help people.
Oh, nice.
With Michelle's her social work background and a few things that my life experience I have, we seem to be a good team, and we've done some personal trainings together for groups and stuff like that, and we just kind of like hit it off and decided to help our community on a deeper level.
Oh, sounds good. Now, it's CMHA, right? Now, let's talk about what that is. And
that's Community Mental Health Affiliates, and they're located in New Britain. And a church member there, Christopher Porcher, is an administrator. And we have talked about doing ministry in the community, and what a great partnership it would be for the church to unite with someone that's doing behavioral health services and to see what we can do for the community. Also, we were working with Chief Baxter from the Emergency Medical Services in New Britain. And as a consultant, because I have my own business, System for Education, Equity, and Transition, SEEK Consultants, I co-chair that with Dr. Marie Spivey, who is an administrator with me with Recovery Support Services. He was saying that he really wanted to link with church membership to really help him in responding to emergencies and crises in New Britain. He was talking about responding to some emergencies, and he particularly mentioned when we had 2 African American students that died in a fire in New Britain. So he responded.
I think I heard about that.
Yes, he responded to the emergency, but then they had to leave. And there were all these people grieving on grounds, and he could do nothing. So he was saying if he could be instrumental in connecting to people from the church who could come and be willing to help people with grieving and with dealing with the crisis, and then connecting to services, it would be wonderful. So he had the Citizens Academy there at Emergency Medical Services. So he trained about 18 people with the Black Ministerial Alliance in New Britain. So there's 18 congregants that were trained in responding to crisis to be able to help him to deal with a lot of the issues. And when we talk about recovery and helping people, it can be recovering from substance or recovering from another emergency, divorce, mental health issues, crises.
Yes, that sounds great. Now, like, just would it be like an incident, and like if something did happen for services, you're saying help can mean a lot of things, right? So let's just get more in depth in what is help. Like, what happened, just in case an incident happened for crisis, what type of help would you provide?
And maybe Tim came up with the acronym of HELP, so maybe you can talk about your vision around that.
Sure. Well, the HELP ministry, well, the HELP recovery support would be help everyone's lives prosper.
Okay.
That's just
that sounds good. I like
what I
that.
was given. And I'm a firm believer that everybody is recovering from something.
Mm-hmm. That's true. I agree with that.
And you know, my forte or my life experience has been with addiction and with a lot of traumas. So basically, with Michelle was talking about like the New Britain EMS and stuff like that, I'm a type of person that, you know, I feel like EMS because like if somebody asks me like, what are you going to do? Well, I need to assess the situation first.
Right.
So I think there's, you know, we have like tons of resources for everything, but again, until we know the needs of the people we're trying to help, then things just fall into action. We have people with, you know, very diverse backgrounds that can help in different areas. Where I have, like I said, my specialty is more addiction and traumas. But you know, along the way, I've learned that, you know, especially like I said, everybody's recovering from something is really important for all of us to believe, because our goal is number one is like to go, regardless of what the situation is with a compassionate and kind heart.
Right.
And we want to listen to the person because again, as Michelle said earlier, I think like if we were on the scene, because we don't know what people need. Sometimes they just need their hand held and an ear.
Oh, nice. See, yeah.
So we want to try.
I like those examples, you know, because when people say help, it's like, you know, what kind of help you're looking for. Sometimes it's not just money help, you know, finance. It's other type of help, like you said, holding hands. That's perfect. That's great.
A listening
or someone,
ear.
A listening ear, just someone to talk to.
And then once things, I don't want to say calm down, but get a little bit easier, then we can get into a little bit further action of helping people like in areas that they need. If, you know, they need some financial, we can try to help, or residency.
We all received a 3-day training. It was called Integrated Healing Facilitation.
Oh, nice.
And we got this through Reverend Dana Smith.
Okay. Is this like a funding, or you say you got this from?
Well, it was a training.
Oh, a training,
and it's called Integrated Healing Facilitation. We all got certified in it. But it had talked to us and trained us into listening to the person first to see how they defined their problem, how they wanted to be helped, and how they translated what support looks like. Because we can't just go to somebody and say that we'll do this for you and it will help you. They would need to tell us what they needed help in, and we would provide the support around that. Because we know that people need support more than we need services, and this is how we can fill the gap in New Britain. Because there's a lot of services for a lot of different things.
Exactly.
But who is there to provide the support? So we feel like we're filling the gap in the continuum of services to meet people where they are.
Well, that sounds good. And now you mentioned the words trauma and support. Identify like trauma. What is trauma? Because some people is like, okay, what is trauma? So let's just get some vocabulary, because you're using these words, and some people may know it, some people may not.
And as a clinician, I know that I would need to talk to that person about what trauma means to them, but I know that trauma is a loss of control over the functioning of your life.
Loss of control. I like that definition.
And see, that can be sparked by so many different things.
Right.
It could be a breakup in a family, feeling of being isolated, or just really having a panic attack over not being able to deal with a situation. But it can go back to childhood experiences, or just to how someone is currently going through a life phase and not doing well in that phase of growth.
Now, how many people have you think you helped in? You help people all over, right? Not just in New Britain, I assume. So how many people you like come to you for guidance and services?
We have had interactions along the way, because we met you when we were at the farmer's market.
Right.
And we have someone there every week. We've been doing that since April. And as people come by our booth and ask for help, we would help them. So we've been listing the number of interactions of help. We've been at food pantries, you know, talking to people there. But we are really starting our first support group, Tim, this Friday.
Oh, nice.
On the 27th.
Now, how does that look like, the support group?
Well, again, see, for me, we kind of have it a little bit planned out, but I am such a person, I don't believe in like A through Z or 1 through 10.
Okay.
I need to feel the situation. I need to feel what the person is feeling. That's why we're definitely not trying to do anything on Zoom, because I think it's very emotionless maybe. And I think that we're going to try, like I said, we're going to just try to meet people, and again, until we know what their needs are and what they're seeking in recovery or what they're looking for, it's kind of hard to define, but we're so diverse. We have so many people. We're gonna cover a lot of ground.
Right. Now, how many are you said? It's basically.
There's 6 of us so far, and many of them are in ministry at Spotswood AME Zion. We have Gloria McHenry, who is a pastor there. We have Reverend Brian Riley, who has his own church, but he was assistant pastor at Spotswood AME Zion. And we have Sam Simmons, who is the chair of the trustee board there. And we have Angela Balfour, who is from another church out of Windsor. So they are the recovery assistants, and I co-administer the program with Dr. Marie Spivey. She's a nurse by trade, and she's retired right now, but now she's working on contact tracing with COVID-19, and she used to be vice president with the Connecticut Hospital Association.
Oh, nice. That sounds good. Now, I was reading an article. I know something you said about collaboration with the Spot Unlimited. What does that mean, Spot Unlimited?
Well, Spotswood AME Zion is our church in New Britain, and we were the first Black church in New Britain and the oldest and largest.
Are you serious?
Church. Yeah. But one of the ministers there, it's called Spotswood, had affectionately named it the Spot. So with our 501c3 arm, we decided to come up with the Spot Unlimited.
The Spot Unlimited,
yeah,
wow.
They say this is the spot to be.
That's the spot to be in. That sounds really interesting. I like that. Now, you say this is going to be your first support group, and you say you don't really know what to expect because it's not from A to. Do you have?
There's. I try to like
what would be the subject? Like anybody could come with different types.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Once we find out more of what everyone's needs are, like we'll probably bring in maybe people to come in and speak and share some experiences. Maybe if they're looking to get some people that might not know how to write a check, we'll bring some people in from banking industry, and we'll bring a lot of people in. Like I said, because it's not just about support for and again. People think, oh, help and recovery. They always think about addiction. Right. We're not trying to move away from addiction. We're just trying to open everything up.
Open up everything up.
Because especially like I think we're all going to face a new challenge with the recovery from people that went through COVID. And I'm not being sick with COVID, but everything that went along with it, loss of job, home.
Exactly. Yes. And I definitely agree with that as well, because COVID, I had like 3 uncles that passed away. So that's definitely, so I do agree that everybody's like recovering from something at some point in their life. And that's good that you're out there trying to support them. That's really good. Now, the other thing is that you've been in business for how long?
Well, we just started this in April.
Oh, wow. Okay.
We've been talking about it for a long time. We've been partnering with different people in the community, but our official start, we were all trained in April of this year.
Okay. Now, how you get your connections of people and growing? Because I know you basically definitely want to grow, right?
Oh,
yes.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And so what are you doing to actually make that happen?
Anybody can make referrals. We have reached out to the Black Ministerial Alliance in New Britain. Marie and I are a part of the Provider Behavioral Health Network. And of course, we will be getting referrals from community mental health affiliates. They will be making referrals to us, and we will be making appropriate referrals back to them for anybody that's in need of any behavioral health services or mental health testing. We'll be able to make referrals to do that.
Okay.
That's why we say that we offer support and referral services.
And referral services, that sounds great. Now you're saying something.
And he is a coach, so he can
nice.
coach people into recovery aspects.
Well, they call it coach, but it's more like a supporting thing, because as Michelle mentioned earlier, like I believe people know what they need, but we want to kind of like fill in the gaps is like more of a human aspect of it. Because in the beginning we're all human beings, in the end we're all human beings, and it's just important because a service will stop, unemployment ends,
right?
Everything has an ending date, and we want to be the people that are going to be there to bridge a gap, or even just to be a listener, just to be a station where somebody can, vent a little bit, or, and we'll try to find extended resources for them. But I think every person inside, if they're dealing with something, knows they need it. So we just want to coach them to become willing to get it.
Okay.
So that's the difference. Who else is doing that? I don't know of anyone who's filling that gap. So when people say, well, what do you do? We fill in the gaps. Because a lot of services you have to be eligible for.
Yeah.
And then you get the service and then it's done.
Exactly.
And what happens after that? We are there for people, to be their handholders, to connect them to the community, and we don't go away.
Right, that sounds good. Now, what about like funding? Like how if somebody want to come to you, of course, they don't have, medical. They don't have finance. How does that work?
We don't require insurance.
Oh, nice.
Or funds or fees. We are funded. We get funds from community mental health affiliates who receives federal funding through SAMHSA.
So that's where the income comes in for you. So that's good, because everyone needs to still survive. And
I think one thing as well is, like, since it's beginning and, this is all grassroots stuff for what we're doing here, that, hopefully we will be able to get money to help people if they need it. Like we would have to still direct them to the resources, whether it be unemployment or state insurance or something like that. Like, we're not in a position to buy somebody's medical for them.
Right.
So we're just going to offer the resources, but maybe someday we will be.
So we will always be looking for funding streams.
Right. Okay. So you do like maybe grants or something.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
That sounds interesting. And you said you're in New Britain.
That is correct.
Located?
Our church is located on 25 Crestwood Lane in New Britain. And Community Mental Health Affiliates is on 233 Main Street. So that's why at the farmers market, which is right across the street, which is where we met you, is an ideal place to reach out to those that are really hurting. And we've been reaching out to the homeless population, who a lot of times congregate at.
So you help them too.
Central
That's good to see the type of services they need.
Absolutely.
They're part of the community.
Exactly.
So it doesn't matter. We're trying to expand. We want to, when we be able to expand, we want to be able to get people of all races, all languages, because I'm limited. I speak English. It's the only thing I speak. So if we get people coming in that need, and we do have people we can go to rely on, but we still, as we grow, that's what our goal is, to be able to get maybe somebody from all different ethnic backgrounds and hopefully different languages to help us communicate better with people.
Oh, nice. And so that's the big vision is, and the mission of
expanding and keep growing. But number one is helping.
Absolutely.
Number one is helping.
And currently we heard that there was a huge need with the homeless to find IDs, because you can't do anything without an ID. So Dr. Marie Spivey had looked into the process. So now we will be able to help people to get IDs and get a cell phone and to get on their feet.
Oh, nice.
There are certain things you have to get a benefit. ID and a cell phone, I guess, are two that are required to have that, to get services.
Well, that sounds good. That's pretty great. Now, like a day-to-day activity, like what does your daily activities look like usually?
Well, I work a full-time job.
Okay.
And, I've been helping people for a long time, for a couple decades now, and we're just trying to get it on a different level. It changes from day to day. It's whatever the needs of the people are. And again, like I said, since we're kind of rolling with this, we're hoping to get a good turnout tomorrow. And this way we could, progress, and maybe, instead of doing it monthly, maybe we can go weekly.
Oh, nice.
And then maybe we can find it, we're trying to find a home, I guess, right? Kind of. We're trying to find like a permanent home, because we're using the New Britain Public Library right now. They're allowing us to meet there for 6 months, I believe.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was the church you was meeting at.
And we're not meeting at the church. Crestwood Lane is kind of in the suburbs of New Britain, so we're meeting at the library because it's in walking distance for so many places. So we are looking within our partnership to be located at one of the behavioral health organizations that are close to Central Park and close to the downtown area in New Britain. So we're working on that now. Community mental health affiliates have said that they would help us with us down the road. So that is a goal. But as far as day to day, some of the things that we've been hearing about when people will come to our booth, some women are suffering from domestic violence.
Right.
We had a couple of people that had cancer and lost their job, lost their funds, and are really doing bad during COVID and wanted to have some type of service connection. So we've been hearing all different things that we are able to really lend an ear, listen, and be able to connect to supports.
Yeah. That sounds great. I mean, I think you're doing a great thing because I do have to agree with you, Tim. I mean, we all, sometime in our life, definitely, especially when COVID, which hit everyone hard, that everyone is suffering from something, either they lost their job or even sometimes they have a job, but they have the kids at home, and that's another, so all of that definitely affects them. So you said you're located, you're going to have something, I know Friday, but what is the next time you think you're going to have something after Friday?
We will have it the fourth Friday of every month.
The fourth Friday.
4:30.
Okay, at the
New Britain Public
Library.
The community room, which is in the lower level.
Oh, okay, so the fourth of the, say that again.
Fourth Friday.
Oh, the fourth Friday, okay. So that makes sense, okay. And then it's
they're
like
located at 10 High Street in New Britain, the public library.
Just real, like when I first met Michelle, when we started talking about having some experiences in doing this, I'm very passionate, especially with people who are suffering from substance abuse or substance use disorder, however people want to put it. So I just want to throw it out there, the amount of people that have died during COVID period, 93,000 people last year died in the United States in 2020.
That's real.
And I think we're at 1,500 from last year in Connecticut alone.
Yes.
Because of COVID, nobody heard about this. We want to make sure that everybody has a voice and everybody counts no matter who they are.
Wow.
That's one of my major goals in this. But again, I'm here to help everybody with it.
That sounds great. So I just wanted to say, do you have an email you just would like to let anyone know, and just to contact you if they have any information, if they need any information? Do you have an email address?
We do have an email, and that's info@thespotunlimited.org.
Wow. info@thespotunlimited.org.
Yes.
Okay. Great, and I just want to say thanks again for being on the show. I'm glad that you came. And again, if somebody wants the fourth Friday of the month, right?
Yep.
At the New Britain Public Library, the services are great, and I'm just so happy that you're doing this for everyone, and that's sometimes something is always for an age group, and that's one thing, but this is for everyone.
Yes.
Everyone, even including you. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.